school this morning, baby.
Yo, goat mouth ass up.
I want to send a congratulations to TZ Vaughn, Savage,
We
and
going
Jay
old
Lava
school.
for their 500th episode of Keep It P podcast. Be one to play.
Keep it P, man. From the P Mountain itself, the Bishop John Magic Wand, chairman of the board of famous players everywhere. You dig? Church.
Thank you for being there, fans coming from P. You know what I mean? So make sure you check out the Keep It P podcast. This is me telling you. P. That's who the Ghost LOX D Block. And congratulations once again, TZ Vaughn, Savage, and Jay Lava. Love is love. Go Soldier Soul.
Jay Lava, television, network, the whole fucking 9 yards. You know what I'm saying?
Early in the morning, wake yo, goat mouth ass up.
Yeah, I know that was long as hell. I had to go back to the days when we used to do long ass intros. Don't you just miss a long ass intro with the music and all that, you know what I'm saying? So listen, today is so special. I got two episodes for y'all, okay? One, we're gonna talk about this deadbeat cop that had racked up stacks and stacks of money, ain't paying his landlord, but probably be the same dude that come and evict somebody out they crib. We're gonna go to this video real quick. Fair use for all of the fiends. Usages of everything fair. And let's hit it. This one, hold on. Let me hold on. My bad.
He's held for more than 20.
Check it out.
That's Detective Sergeant Robert Kennedy arriving for his shift at the Stoneham Police Department. With a taxpayer-funded career, he's held for more than 20 years, but his steady six-figure income apparently isn't enough to pay the rent.
So this dude makes over $100,000 a year, but still can't afford his rent. Tell me more, Alex.
What was your experience with them as tenants?
Terrible. It started getting bad right from the get-go. The rent was always late. They always had to call them. They always had excuses. It was just constantly chasing.
Ron and Betty Gifford rented this home in Woburn to Kennedy and his wife years ago, but the details are still fresh. 2 different times the landlord started eviction proceedings for unpaid rent before they said the police officer would come up with some cash and talk them out of it.
It just baffles me how it could go on.
Eventually,
So if he can't pay his rent from his salary, where's he getting the cash from? Civil forfeiture? Busting down drug dealers, taking their stashes? I don't know, you tell me.
the couple reached their financial breaking point, taking Kennedy and his wife to court in 2008 to evict them from the home and winning a judgment of almost $6,000. But 15 years later, the elderly couple told me they're still owed the money.
It was very disappointing to believe that a police officer would do something like that.
After getting a tip, the NBC 10 investigators found it's far from an isolated incident. Fast forward to 2020, Kennedy and his girlfriend moved into this Stoneham apartment complex and stopped paying the rent.
Damn.
Once the pandemic's eviction moratorium was lifted, the landlord kicked them out and won a judgment of more than $24,000. Up
Damn.
next, this apartment complex in Reading. Another eviction and another judgment for unpaid rent. This time, $30,000. Over that 3-year period, payroll records we reviewed show Kennedy made a total of more than $500,000 as a Stoneham police officer. Do you feel like he's working the system?
Oh, absolutely. Oh, no, I'm sure he knows exactly what he's doing. He got away with it a couple of times and he said, geez, this is a good thing. I'm just going to continue doing it.
We found eviction cases dating back 20 years, as long as Kennedy has been a cop.
Wow.
The only gap in time he wasn't stiffing a landlord when he bought his parents' Stoneham home and didn't pay the bank instead. Despite a relatively modest mortgage of less than $2,000 per month, Court records show Kennedy fell $18,000 behind and filed for bankruptcy in 2015.
In most families, most middle-class families, the most important expense and the expense that gets paid first every month is the housing expense.
Bankruptcy attorney Frank Morrissey reviewed the case. He says it shows that even if Kennedy had paid the mortgage, he still should have had several $1,000s of disposable income each month.
It's unusual if someone has the money to pay their monthly housing expense and they don't do it.
What question does that leave you with?
What's the explanation? Where did the income go?
We tried to get that answer. By email, Kennedy told us he welcomed the...
Are we dealing with a meth monster, allegedly? Come on, man. Y'all ain't saying what it is, man. I don't know nobody who don't pay the rent, who ain't got the money, who ain't doing nothing else with the money. I smell a whole bunch of meth being used around here. There's more.
The opportunity to explain, then missed 2 deadlines to set up an interview.
Hey, Detective Sergeant Kennedy.
So we caught up to him as he arrived to work.
We need to ask you these questions about where you're spending your money. Where's all that money going, Detective Sergeant? Why aren't you paying your rent?
An hour later, Kennedy sent us this statement. It's disgraceful that my exemplary 23-year career as a Stoneham police officer is under attack. My personal financial history is no one's business. The financial decisions that I've made have not been ideal. I'm working as hard as I can every day to rectify my situation.
Some people in the public might look at that and say, oh, that's personal life. What do you say?
The things we do in private, in secret, those things are going to affect how people view our professional roles and potentially how we perform those professional roles.
It could be problematic if people are chasing a police officer for unpaid debts.
It certainly could. Most police officers at some point are going to testify in court. Does that affect their credibility that they have a string of unpaid judgments outstanding?
Concerns about credible testimony are already surfacing in Kennedy's own eviction cases.
I remind you you're under oath.
According to housing court documents, the police officer told a judge he had no prior history of eviction, and also answered that question falsely on its rental application for the Reading apartment complex.
This is an embarrassing situation. I never thought in all my years I'd be sitting here talking about this situation.
And there's more.
We do have a pending RAFT application.
That's Kennedy making his case to a judge of why his eviction should be delayed. The reason? He said he and his girlfriend had a pending application for the state program that provides up to $10,000 of rental assistance to help keep people in their homes.
Do you assert that you are indigent?
Well, we're overwhelmed right now, Your Honor. In one way, do I make money? Yes, I do, sir. In another way, I can't pay everything for everything I have on my plate right now.
According to eligibility requirements, a household of 2 can't make more than $56,000 per year to qualify. Kennedy makes triple that amount on his own.
I was just about to say, fam, you don't even qualify for the program. And look how they just pussyfooting around this whole little joint, man. Yeah, they talking about his woes or how much he loses, but he's literally lying and committing fraud against the system. That's what this is right now. Like, he's defrauded the system in more ways than one, and he's still able to be a high-ranking police officer? Interesting. Tell me more, because this is getting deep.
Something the landlord's attorney pointed out.
He makes ample salary. He wouldn't even qualify for RAFT if he was applying to it.
Yep.
And he owes in excess of $30,000 at this point.
Which makes you wonder how exactly Kennedy and his girlfriend received $10,000 in rental assistance, according to court documents, before being evicted from their previous apartment in Stoneham.
So they already got $10,000 in rental assistance, huh? Really? That's what we doing? Popo? All right. There's more.
One of many questions about money and why the veteran cop isn't spending it to keep a roof over his head.
Shame that you would have an officer that does that for the public.
Because that boy is on metherinos and hookers. Probably some cocaine. Definitely some weed. That nigga does everything. I don't see how you can make $150,000 a year and can't afford $2,500 rent, my guy. Y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what you think about that. But I got a bonus for y'all today. Today I got a bonus. So the other day, I did a story about the 3 missing dudes up in the 3 missing rappers that nobody was talking about. And so I guess to satisfy the public a little bit, they claim that they found a couple bodies, right? They claim they found a couple bodies. It says, cops search for 3 missing rappers, find multiple bodies. Authorities searching for 3 inspiring rappers who have been missing for 2 weeks have found multiple bodies at a vacant Detroit area apartment building. Authorities searching for the 3 aspiring rappers who have been missing for 2 weeks said, please remember all victims have family and we don't have the luxury of guessing on their identity and retracting if we don't get it right, police said. Once information is confirmed, we will update. Taylor Perrin, a fiance of Armani Kelly, told Detroit police that Kelly's family about the discovery. He said, thank you for your love and your prayers during this extremely difficult time. Kelly, 27, of Escola, said Montoya Givens, 31, of Detroit, and Dante Walker, 31, of Melvindale, were supposed to perform at a party at a lounge on the 31st in Detroit. But the appearance was canceled, and they have not been seen since. Police say that multiple victims were found in an abandoned apartment building in Highland Park near Detroit. The building was described as being very poor in condition and rat infested, which was slowing progress for the investigation. Detectives also are continuing to investigate the incident and more likely will be there throughout the night and figuring out what's happened. The 3 men met in prison. Kelly and Givens were on parole at the time of their disappearance, according to the state corrections department. So they threw that in there like, oh, these are some criminal niggas. Y'all shouldn't even be worried about them anyway. You know, they was on parole. They were scum, basically, is what they trying to say, right? Which is messed up. They don't care nothing about the black men's out here, man. The black men's can just go missing and, you know, they show our beating and abuse tapes like movie premieres from cops. I mean, they have desensitized the world, first of all, to Black Death, based on all the songs that we be singing. I don't know no other culture that sings about killing their people 24 hours a day. How could you even listen to music like that 24 hours a day? You don't mind your thoughts always being saturated with death of your own people? I don't be listening to that shit. I'm telling you, I don't. And plus, I don't like music that makes me feel retarded. I don't like music where people be rapping and they feel like I gotta feel retarded just to listen and understand what they talking about. I don't got time for that. I'm listening to uplifting music. Now, I will say I got a hankering for hustle music. Like some Rick Ross, when he be talking about getting that money with them devil trap beats behind it, it's mesmerizing. I can't lie. See, I'm under the old programming, right? There's different programming in music right now. The first programming, for rap was, what I'm saying, social awareness. Then it moved to real nigga. Then it moved to smoking weed. Then it moved to bling bling and paper. Stayed there for a while. Then it moved to drug use and emo behavior. All my friends are dead. I'm so depressed. I want to kill myself. I'm going to leave you. I'm going to kill myself if you leave me, girl. So now we're under the emo drug use, heavy drug use programming. And I can't get with that shit, y'all. I can't get with it. But that's my little rant, though. Hold on. Let me look you square in the eye, broham. Let me look you square in the eye, buddy. Okay? Got 4 words for you, guy. Love with the peace and the blessings and aloha out the doha for shoha. You already know how. Got me all twitching and all that. Take these commercials.
Sandra Blackwood for Hot Lava Music TV. First off, let's get this straight. I only want a boss. And I like to see a boss and boss shit. Where can you get boss shit, you ask? Well, dig this, player. Boss 3 Antique Clothing got that drip for you and your missus. Now first, go follow at Boss 3 Antique Clothing on IG to see more real boss shit. And second, please log on to boss3antiqueclothing.com. That's boss3antiqueclothing.com.
We need to go out here and say exactly what we want. And we got to say it with our chest. And we kind of start pussyfooting around, and we got to stop being scared to say exactly what we want, what we need. We need that paper. Say it with your chest. Damn all that. We need justice. We need y'all to love us. No. We don't need that paper. We need reparations in the form of a check. Let's stop being afraid to say it.